as you can see, the architecture that I do is actually honed in the physicality of the modern movement. But my teaching is not really honed in the physicality of the architecture, but more in the spirit of the modern movement. And the spirit of the modern movement was that here were all these architects in Europe and America, and who were actually trying to find out what is the kind of architecture that will be suited for our times. And that is where the spirit of the modern movement is, that spirit of inquiry and the spirit of understanding the kind of architecture that is demanded for a particular time. So if that is the effort, so then one legitimately can ask, what is then the spirit of our time, right? So that if that is where things have to become part of the teaching regimen. The spirit of the time, the way I understand it, is that actually now, if you look at the literature, it's a time of which people have started saying it is not individual things that count, but it is the system. It's the system's approach to life, the system approach to science, the system's approach to everything, right? So once we understand that the spirit of the times is actually trying to understand how these systems are made up, how these systems get organized, how these systems develop. So that is where the spirit of the time is. And to say that, and then experts tell us that it is not just a matter of a system. It is what, if one looks closely at it, then one understands that it is more about a complex adaptive system. As far as the world is concerned, human beings are concerned, human beings are a complex adaptive system. So is all this world around us is a complex adaptive system. Inkling of it started very early. You can find these kinds of inkling in Mr. Buckminster Fuller's work. You can find it in Norman Foster's work, Sir Norman Foster's work. So inkling of this kind of an approach of understanding of architecture and of our world around us as a system that works. But systems are not ideological things. Systems are in that sense, full of varieties of things that come into it to make a system. There's an interplay of varieties of things. There's an interplay of chemistry, of physics, of biology. So, and that interplay creates a whole living complex system. So that is the way I present architecture when I teach. Architecture is understood as a complex system. For that, one is forced to look at other things. One is forced to look at biology, at mathematics, at physics, at chemistry, at botany. But when architects are supposed to look at all this, so they are not, nobody's saying that they will become, by looking at math, we want the student to become a mathematician, or we want the student to become a biologist, or we want a student to become a physicist. No, the idea is that once you look at these kinds of things, so then what the student is looking at is a conceptual arrangement of how these people have actually conceptually divided up their work, and then they can use these conceptual arrangements to actually as a mode of analysis for architecture. So that is very important to me.